Hello, we're starting today with different recipe. British, it's winter, so British they love steak and pudding, steak and kidney pudding. I read from Robert Carrier recipe. It used to be very famous a long time ago. And steak and kidney pudding is very favorite dish, British dish. Steak, normal beef steak, contre is good, or in English they say sirloin. It was very favorite part of the meat, beef. So they said, look, you are a sir. That's why they say it's called sirloin. But kidney, wheel kidney, in Turkey you can find very easily. Anyway, not everybody prefer it, poor kidney. So we mixed beef and wheel kidney. Mix herbs, we need bay leaf and seasoning and flour. Is that about 100 gram, 150 gram, is depend. When you say pudding, in England they are very famous with their pudding. That's why in this menu I have our main course is a pudding they call, and I will give you a recipe of a queen pudding. Is a sweet dish. Okay, so you need to have a dish like that, pudding dish, earth and ceramic. It's from Mason, from London. I can make it this for the pudding, and I can make in this one. Where is it from? Romani. You make your pastry, you cut your meat, you cut your kidney in medium-sized pieces, and season. Then mix with flour and saute. You put seasoning, and I put some carrots and celery. They cut in small pieces. Saute, and then one garlic. And you can have a little stock, little meat stock, better, a bone stock. Then you put on the side. You just saute it, But usually they don't cook it in advance, but you have to seal it first. It cooks much better. Then you have to have the pastry, because we are going to make a pastry, and we cover up with the pastry here. So meat, mixed vegetables inside, like to store it, and you cover a little stock and cover top with the flour crust, and put it in the oven. So we use a self-rising flour. Self-rising flour, I use a cake flour. Ready-made cake. Any brand. 1 pound is a half a kilo. Pound. salt you put, and you need to have some sweat. Sweat in Turkey is a kidney fat. If you can't find it, you can use some margarine. You shred sweat or fat, mix with the flour, and you put a little bit cold water. You make like a easy rubbing flour, and you open it, roll it, and you put some salt as well in the flour, they said. Usually after you put the meat and kidneys and vegetables here, you cover it with the flour, with the dough. It's going to be crust, okay? And if you don't want a crust, you just make a little, not the plastic, you put the light cloth, and you tied it up. You can make it like that as well. And prepare the oven. We don't put it straight to the oven. Oven about 180 Celsius. Tray with the water in. So it comes halfway to the 3/4 height, and you put it in the oven and let it bake. Can roast it is baking. So it bakes, and the crust it gets. Usually you make a egg wash to the crust to make a nice color. But if you just put cloth on it, perforated cloth, it doesn't need anything. Some people put on the basin as well some flour dough on the inside. You make more, what you call it, appetizer. Yes, usually some people that prefer put some foil as well around, and you cook it. Okay. Now on the side, you make some vegetables extra done. Brussels sprout. You know how to prepare the Brussels sprout. You clear the fluffy bits, and then to the bottom make a cross with the sharp knife, and steam them or boil them. Most people prefer boiled, and salt and pepper. If you have a steamer, you steam is nice Brussels sprout, and you can find in the winter season. Usually if you have two vegetables, try to make a different color. For example, here we have a carrot puree. You cut it, you peel it, and you cut it even size. Then you cook tender, drain them, and put in a liquidizer with a little cream and puree it, salt and pepper. So you have a puree of carrot, Brussels sprout, and then you got your beefsteak and kidney pudding. So at least Instead of lamb kidneys, we are using beef kidneys. It's delicious. Beef kidneys, really. Veal kidneys, yeah. Roast potatoes. We explained before how to make roast potatoes. I mean, you can select your potatoes, the strong kind of potatoes. In Turkey, we don't have boiled potatoes or roast potatoes. They sell potatoes. Make a firm, select the firm potatoes and peel them and cut in four and wash them and saute them in little oil, little butter or margarine and salt and pepper. Put it in the oven, high heat, 200, and now and again shake until turn golden color. But if you prefer, if you make sure that they are going to nice and soft a little bit, blanch them first after you peel them, and after that you add to the tray and put it in the oven. Usually in Europe they have a special margarine stand to the heat, you know. The butter burn very easily. That's why we put little oil, sunflower oil stands, and put the butter last minute, not in the beginning, okay? Okay, you get Brussels sprout, puree of carrots, and roast potatoes, plus this pudding cooking inside. Right. So we love some pudding. In Turkey, we have a muhallebi, and Ashura special days, keşkül, kazandibi. They're all starchy. In the quid of pudding, what we have milk, 200 gram, ounce butter, 30 gram, ounce of sugar, 30 gram, 2 ounce white breadcrumb, 2 ounce, 2 eggs, caster sugar, 4 gram, 4 ounce, and cream, 100 milliliter cream. Yeah, you can select creamy milk, maybe. And if you have a jam, use jam, any kind of jam. We have a cherry jam. We can, shops full of jam. Cherry jam, strawberry jam, raspberry jam. So how do we make it? Queens of pudding. We are going to make it inside, okay? Queen of puddings. We are grease them. Sprinkle with breadcrumbs. 2 ounce, he says, and a handful of breadcrumb. On the base, we heat the milk with the butter, a lemon rind, and there, lemon rind in the saucepan. Separate the eggs. How many eggs we got? 2 eggs. Separate the eggs, and we keep the white. Whisk the egg yolk. Whisk the egg yolk with little sugar. Little sugar, about 1 ounce sugar. They like it sweet. 1 ounce sugar. 1 ounce is 30 gram. So 2 eggs, 30 gram sugar. Lightly beat. Add the milk mixture and stir well. Strain over the breadcrumbs. So you put the strainer, you put all the mixture inside. So breadcrumb is down there. and leave to stand for 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes. Then you put it in the oven, 180 Celsius, half an hour. Preheated oven. Okay, so always baking with preheated oven. 180 Celsius, 350 Fahrenheit. It goes in the oven. So raspberry jam, 3 tablespoons. We heat it a little bit in a little small saucepan and pour it over the pudding. On the other hand, we have the white in our hand. We whisk them white until stiff. You can do it in the machine as well. Stiff, then gradually beat the custard sugar a little at a time, and you put some sugar. I mean, we explained to you last time. You can make a meringue two ways. This is in general is how the pastry people do it. You mix your egg whites, 2 or 3 or many if you want a big cakes. Then you have a sugar in a heavy saucepan. You melt your sugar. When it comes to the watery quality, thickness, runny, then you pour it. And here we don't have that. The one we pour it like that and whisk it egg whites, it get like a snowy peak. So it's called Italian meringue. But here similar, but they don't say, it doesn't say in the recipe melt it. Just sugar, egg whites, beat, and add the custard sugar. Little at a time, okay? Don't put it on in one go. Pile the meringue over the jam and sprinkle a little extra sugar over the meringue. Bake at the same temperature for another 20 minutes. But instead to breadcrumb, you can put any cake left over here, and you put the jam, then egg white, sugar, boom, boom, boom. On top of it goes in the oven. Queens of puddings, they call it. So beef steak, steak and kidney pudding, and plus queen's pudding. And once you master this recipe, making queen, you need this kind of stoneware dishes. Really, it goes in the oven. And I'm going to open a wine shop like that. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to get it when I go in England. I know where's the shop there. In Denizli, we'll start a small demonstration in 1 month time. So I will show you more practical videos. God will. So British always they're like a baby. Always like some soft to go with it. So he dish it out. Then what? Or he pour some cream, thick cream, or everybody wants some egg custard. Yes. So this is the recipe for you. Egg custard. Soft egg custard. How to make it? So this recipe is 3 egg yolks. Okay. Room temperature. Half a pint milk. About a glass. glass, 2 glass milk. Half a pint, sorry, glass, yeah, glass of milk. Custard sugar, or normal powder sugar, 1 level tablespoon. And vanilla powder or half speed vanilla stick. Vanilla stick is a little expensive, but in the pot, of course, you go to special shop, pastry shops. In England, they have a Waitrose or Marks and Spencer, their corner. Always, you can find this material easily, pastry material. Because the birthday is very sacred. Any age makes no difference. Yes, so how to make it? We whisk the egg yolks, okay? 3 egg yolks, we whisk it with sugar, always. And warm the milk with vanilla pod, or you put vanilla powder. Warm the milk and the vanilla pods or powder, and to infuse, let it stand for 10 minutes. Okay, let it stand. Pour the milk over the eggs and mix, and pour it in a double boiler. You get a saucepan, put it in a hot, lukewarm water, okay, and stir over very gently heat. Yeah, you are waiting for thickening, okay? If you heat very quickly, it gets split. Good morning, Mr. Hakan. Brother, stir over very gently, heat until this toast thicken. So this custard, you can make it for any pastry, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, okay. 3 egg yolks, half a pint of milk, custard sugar, or maybe powder sugar as well, and vanilla to give the flavor, aroma. At the beginning, you will not understand, but be patient. In a slow heat, what you do it, you whisk it, okay? I start very slowly. Usually, if you have electric heater in the oven, on top of oven, is good there as well. Until the sauce thicken and lightly coat the back of a spoon. If you put your spoon, the back of a spoon, and the sauce is thick and doesn't drop, so the thickness is right. Don't boil, he says. CCP, don't boil. Put it in a corner. Once you are putting dish out, then add extra custard. So we have already beautiful recipe just for the season. Beef steak and kidney puddings. Crust, how to make it. Roast potatoes, Brussels sprouts, carrots, puree of carrots, okay, and queen's pudding, plus custard. This is the menu. You want dishes like that all the time, menu like that. Starter, main course, boom, and pudding. Of course, stoneware dishes like that. This is for the main course. We use quite easily. It's a long time I brought it. And this is from Maison Cash. English ceramic quality. Okay, this is it. So we will continue our expression for the amateur and the professional. The term, culinary term for the menus. How much time we have? Yes, we have enough. One menu takes so much time. Carpaccio, you know carpaccio. Raw beef finely sliced and served with lemon juice, olive oil. This is the Italian starter or light meal. I mean, if you have instead of a roast beef or cold roast beef or cold meat or cold salami, they got the slice of bon filet or noir as well. They can make it like a pastrami. But this carpaccio is raw, it's not cooked. Pastrami as well is surrounded like a pastrama. It's raw, but it dried in the sun. And in the pastrama, in Turkish pastrama from Kayseri, famous, there is chaman and red pepper. Chaman is a spicy plus white pepper, and let it dry in the night, in the daytime, but in the shed. So carpaccio is served in sliced, about few slices, and plus lemon juice, olive oil, and seasoning. Sometimes you add some onions and caper as well. Is a starter very good, or amuse-bouche is very good. Carpaccio. You can make it easily at home. Cassoulet, a rich dish made of duck, goose, pork, sausages, and white beans. Cassoulet is a casserole dish with the white beans, sometimes broad beans as well. Duck, slow cook, like a ragu, cassoulet they call it, and earth dish. Caviar, of course, you know the caviar, sturgeon, from the sturgeon or salmon or whitefish or lumpfish. Eggs, the best from Iran or Russia. Hazar seas, very expensive, of course, delicatessen. You can use it just, you know, with the spoon, with the teaspoon. On the bellini, they serve with bellini, small pancakes, or toast, brown toast. Chablis is the white wine from France, famous they said. Chanterelle, wild mushroom used in the sauce, wild mushroom. Chanterelle, very famous. Chasseur sauce, again white wine, sliced mushroom. Shiitake mushroom, usually morel mushroom, you can use it, or simple shallot, it goes very well with it. Chasseur means hunter sauce. Of course, chasseur, when he goes, little woods, get any mushroom, shallot. Chateaubriand, you know, is the double part of the bon filet. Monsieur Chateaubriand, famous writer, always had it for himself. Double part of it usually goes for 2 people, so he was eating himself. If the Chateaubriand, the filet steak was small, he was eating all of it. Alright. Chives. What is chives? Chives is French. chives. Chives, forget. Is the tiny plant. Onion tea, the green. Flavor, you use salad, soups, and sour cream. You chop it very finely. It's like a green onion, fresh onions. The tails of it, what's very thin. Chives, cassoulet, chives. Cilantro is a Chinese parsley. Cilantro they call it. Is Ariel taste. Very nice. It's like a parsley, but tastes different. Cointreau is a liqueur from France, orange liqueur, Cointreau. Claret is light red wine from Bordeaux and Bourgogne. Compote, when you say compote, is stew fruit, usually served cold. Composto, in Turkey they call it, French compote. Also apricot, they boil them, cook them little sugar, and serve cold. It goes with the rice, stew meat. And during Janissary time, raisin compote was very famous. After the meal, in a big cauldron, they used to make this compote all the time because they want something sweet, energy. And on the copper cauldron they were making, and of course they didn't wait till they get cold, you know. Even with lukewarm, they didn't mind. But the sneakies, always they melt the butter in a big lid, and they were pouring all over the casserole in the compote. So I got the sugary grape stew and plus butter. There's a creme de la creme. The day if they forget the melted butter on top of it, there was a riot. They say, oh, what's the Sultan is not happy from us. So you shouldn't forget the butter, melted butter, never. Confit. It is written confit, but you read confit. Preserved duck, goose, pork is preserved. Preserved means you put it with spices and wait it long time in the fridge or in the cave. It cook itself, confit. There were several ways to do it. You just boil it, then put it in the spice liquorish liquid, and it cooks there. Consommé, you know consommé with the bone. You cook it and take the skin off, the fat, then add vegetables, and the last minute add cognac. Clear soup, almost must be clear. To clear up, we need minced meat. Minced meat with vegetables. You put it again in the cooked bones, take the bones out, and it purifies all the impurities. Beef, poultry, game, they made it. Once they clear, then you serve it. And every time you add one garnish, change his name. Consommé royal, consommé this, consommé that. Okay. Cordon bleu. Cordon bleu. What is cordon bleu? Chicken with veal filled with ham, Swiss cheese. Then bread it and saute it with deep fried. Usually served with supreme sauce. Cordon bleu. Chicken or veal fillet filled with ham. Okay, beef, steaks inside. You put ham and Swiss cheese and call it cordon bleu. All right. Coquille Saint-Jacques. Coquille Saint-Jacques. We have. Let me show it the Coquille Saint-Jacques. Coquille Saint-Jacques. There's a white beet inside. Very precious. And this is the oyster. We have in Çanakkale in Turkey. And French. In Belgium they have. This is more expensive, but this is very popular as well. Sometimes you can find in Turkey, but you can find smaller ones. When we had a restaurant in Taksim, not Taksim, Istanbul, Galata, Saray, there was a French or Algerian street. There was a restaurant, Amiral restaurant. We made it. They were importing it at the beginning. So Saint-Jacques, Coquille Saint-Jacques, okay? Handsome. Okay? This is today. I hope you enjoy it. See you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.